20 years ago, Nick Oakley and two partners set up a print business. Since then, it's grown into the Media Village, which encompasses 5 companies based in Lancashire. So we're going to ask Nick how he's grown the business and how it's diversified. Nick, on its website, the Media Village says it represents a unique concept in the delivery of print and digital related products. Now, many print companies have diversified, so what makes Media Village so different?
Well, I think we're unique in the sense that we actually deliver those services in-house. We don't just claim it anymore, as most companies do. So now what we've done is we've grouped a number of specialists in each industry together, and we deliver those services in-house. So our clients and customers are now can be confident that their work's been handled by an industry expert, as opposed to what happened previously. We would just outsource the job. We would control timescales, but we wouldn't have any control of quality or exactly whether the solution was right, because we didn't know. We relied upon our outsourcing partners.
Things have changed quite a bit since you and your partner started the company 15 years ago. So how did the company start and what was your vision then?
It's quite an unusual background we come from, because effectively there were 3 of us all in the Royal Navy together. We joined up together, we'd been good friends, and we decided that we wanted to go out and make £1 million and set up a business. We wanted to work for ourselves, and we went to get our CVs printed at a local high street copy shop, and the owner of that copy shop was ex-services, and he started chatting to us when he saw that we were Royal Navy and started talking about print and the opportunities there, and that's how it came about that when we left the service we decided to buy a Colquitt printing franchise. We ran that for 2.5 years, very successful. Decided that we wanted to work for ourselves, so we broke away from Colquitt and founded Academy Print, and that was about 16 years ago, and it's gone from strength to strength. We've come across difficulties in the market, and we haven't necessarily, our vision then, I suppose, was just to be a high street copy shop, which we ran successfully as Colquitt and then as Academy Print. But the market then was completely different to it is now. We were doing hardly any design, doing lots of photocopying. We had quite a substantial revenue from faxing for people. So that's completely gone. But as that market changed, we pulled away from the copy shop mentality, high street, and moved into industrial premises and became a commercial printer, offering the full range of services.
Nick, can you tell us a little bit more about how the 5 companies that make up Media Village work together?
Yeah, of course. On a simple basis, we share our customer base. So if we go into a customer where we think the potential is that they may have PR services, they've got a website, that they may use direct mail, what we do is we talk to our partners and we say, look, we're talking to a client here that's got all these services, and therefore we try and introduce to our clients to the other services that we can offer through our partners. If we do that, we retain the single point of contact wherever that was. So if it was the printing company talking to that client, they stay the single point of contact, and they control the workflow for all the other services. And we do that through regular monthly meetings. So we have a monthly meeting of all the partners, and we go through what's working, what's not working, how we need to improve things. We talk about clients that we're dealing with, and we also talk on a day-to-day level. So if a job's progressing, we'll do it like that. So that's how we manage the jobs. But the way we've improved our profit is we've started to share resources. So we've all tried to look at areas where the partners have got their own specific things and look at how we can share resources. So now, where the web designer and the graphic design and the PR company had a designer, we've now shared those resources and we put them into a central office, and everybody uses that service. So design is one, administration is another. We've cut down on the number of people doing admin, and we've centralised it so that we can control. So now we have a single point of contact for customers coming in, and then they flow out to all the customers. So with shared resources, sometimes physical resources, i.e. companies that had their own offices have now moved into central offices, and we've also shared, services like design, admin, accounts, things like that.
So Nick, how has your vision changed, and how has the management team sort of realigned its focus to deal with that?
Well, it changed gradually, really. I mean, we pulled away from the high street as that market changed, really. People weren't coming to do lots of copying or anything. They were getting their own printers in their offices and doing it themselves. So that caused us to rethink there and move away. But we also found that there was becoming more competition as the internet developed. There was more competition online. There became a sort of flood of start-up printers around, in the Lancashire area, which increased competition. What we found then was that the clients that we could get the most out of and deliver the most were those that we were offered more of a service as opposed to just purely print. So we weren't just printing posters for them, we weren't just printing leaflets, vinyl banners, etc. We were giving them a service. And that changed our thinking, because we then started to build up the design side of the things, looking to actively recruit quality designers and move the business so that we could retain our customer base. And it became like that. It became looking to strengthen however we could with our customers by providing a service, not just waiting for them to come to us and deliver print. We'd sort of go to them with ideas of ways we could help them or help their marketing. I mean, we certainly weren't marketing experts, but we could help them in all aspects of marketing.
So do you use an electronic management system across the 5 companies?
The MIS system that we use is specific to the print industry. So it works well for managing print jobs. So for the wide format, the digital, the litho, and to a certain extent, web design will run through that. The PR, I don't know yet. That's early days. The whole Media Village concept, I mean, it was only launched 18 months ago, really, and it's only really started to take off in the last year as we've started to cross-sell. So it's early days. Whether we will have a more centralised system. I mean, accounting, we use Sage, and we all use now one accounting system, and we invoice from one central office. So.
With hindsight, are there things that you wish you'd done differently?
Oh yeah, definitely. We delved into areas outside of our pure media. So where our background was in print, we looked at other areas where we could help clients. So and that was a total failure. We weren't experts in that. We had no knowledge. That was a problem. I think also maybe not reacting quick enough to changes in the market. On the wide format things, I don't think we were as responsive to the influx of Chinese pop-ups and things like that, and it took us a while. We continued manufacturing our own pop-up system and tried to compete, which was right. I think we're glad we've still got our own system, but not reacting to that market quick enough was a problem.
The perception of print is seen as outmoded now as a method of communication, and many print businesses have diversified, as has Media Village. So how much attention do you think print managers now need to pay on strategic business development?
I think if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. And I think if I look at the printing companies around Lancashire that have gone, most of them had all their eggs in one basket. They were all print. They hadn't really adapted with the changing circumstances. They'd tightened the belts wherever they could, but they hadn't looked at other ways of marketing themselves, other products, of how they could improve the services and added value to the product they were delivering. So I think if you don't do that, if you don't embrace all aspects of marketing yourself, social media to us is or was a black art, but we had to do it because it was clear that was a way of marketing yourselves, going into different areas. I mean, straying into web design and things like that, it has enabled us to retain clients, because the last thing you want to do is to to lose that connection with the client. And I think by us offering a whole range of related services, it has enabled us to strengthen our relationship with clients.
Media Village was recently shortlisted for a Creative Business Award. So what do you consider creative business to mean in the wider context?
I think that award, for which Redfern Media was, part of the Media Village, was shortlisted. I think what they were looking for was not just creativity, i.e. the work that we produce, which is undoubtedly very creative. We've got lots of pieces of work that which we're very proud of, and we could show it, but it wasn't about that. It was about a creative thinking. And I think what they liked was the fact that we'd diversified and embraced a whole range of services in order to improve the value we could add to our clients. So I think it was that creativity that they were certainly looking for, and I think that's what enabled us to be shortlisted.
What do you consider to have been the most creative or innovative thing that you've done at Media Village?
I think opening ourselves up to our partners. It's no good creating the concept of the Media Village if really all you're doing is outsourcing work to one partner. What we've had to do is create a real tight partnering arrangement, which has been difficult, and it's not been without worry, because you're basically opening your client base up to them, because you can't expect them to trust you without there being a real open relationship, in order that you can create these partnerships where you're controlling the work. You're not just outsourcing it to a company who are going to look after the PR or look after the web design. You've got to actually have control over those things, and that was difficult. That's been the hardest thing that we've had to face. But thankfully, the partners we chose, or the partners that chose us, it's worked very well. We have developed really tight relationships where we can control the work, and I think that is probably the most innovative thing we've done. In that, lots of companies claim to deliver these services, but they did exactly what we did. They outsource it. They outsource it to one or two people, and they're because of the problems with the industry, you were constantly looking for new partners as one fell away. So us having these tight arrangements has worked really well.
Nick, what do you think the future holds for print companies in general, and obviously for Media Village specifically?
I think there's still overcapacity in the market, so I think there'll be a number of printers fall by the way as the margins get less, as work, as other companies cut down on their marketing budget, so work's scarcer around. I think you'll find companies are starting to offer different services, whether that's through outsourcing or not. But I think pure print, there'll be fewer companies offering just pure print services, unless they're in a niche market. But I think the companies that will go on and grow are those that can offer a service to their clients. It's not just about delivering a product, it's delivering a whole service.